One of the awards that we give to non-members is called the White Pine Award, which is intended to recognize a group outside of the Sierra Club, which has been doing things to help protect the environment. And this year, the chapter decided to present that award to the Earth Keepers. Many of you here in town will have heard about the good work that the Earth Keepers have been doing, things like an electronic waste collection a couple of years ago, waste pharmaceuticals, doing things to help encourage people to conserve energy, and a whole variety of different things to help improve the environment overall. And so tonight we've got a number of representatives from the Earth Keepers with us, and so if you guys would like to come forward, they can explain in a little bit more detail than I can what Earth Keepers has been doing.
My name's Rod Clark, and I represent the Baha'i community, one of the Earth Keepers covenant signatories a few years ago with the initiative of our friend here, Jon Magnuson, who has been really the soul and spirit behind this movement, began a covenant for all the faith groups that were represented in this region. At that time, we had 9 faith groups represented. We've recently added a 10th. With that, I'm going to have each of the faith groups say a word or two about their particular tradition.
I'm Paul Lindberg. I represent Lake Superior Zendo in town here. We're a Zen Buddhist group. Zen Buddhists tend to believe in the oneness of all. You are part of your environment. That is absolutely inescapable. Our environment is in trouble right now. And so this is one of the reasons that we're members, and we're very pleased to be a part of the group. And we thank the Sierra Club for the award this year.
My name is Nancy Irish. I represent the Marquette Unitarian Universalist congregation, and we operate under 7 principles. The 7th principle being respect for the web of all existence of which we are a part. And that spirit we have joined with the other faith communities. I haven't partaken in a lot of the activities our congregation has myself, but my favorite activity that has come about because of the Earth Keeper, it has to do, one of their components of the Earth Keeper program is Adopt a Watershed program, and our congregation adopted the creek that just happens to go through my land. We've had a number of campouts for kids out there. To me, there's nothing more wonderful than facilitating the meeting of the natural world with children, because children protect what they love and they love what they know. So getting them out there and romping in the creek is a great thing that's happened due to this organization, and thank you very much.
David McCowan, as part of the Quaker group, is representing them this evening.
David McCowan with Lake Superior Friends, which is a local Quaker group. One of the Quaker basic testimonies is simplicity of living, and of course this ties well into that. The Quakers are becoming part this year, so that you're looking at people who've done all the work in the past, and we'd asked, seeing what they're doing in other years, why couldn't we be part of that? When I asked, the answer simply was, you can. So, but it fits in well with that basic tie between your theology and your way of living. That's fun.
Each of our traditions, in some ways, is trying to honor the creation by preserving it. And one of the Baha'i principles is that each human being is entrusted and is in some way the image of God, just as creation is in some ways an image of God. And that each of us is to honor and to cherish that image, and that in some ways we cannot be pure and holy unless somehow our environment is pure and holy. So the extent to which our hearts are cleared, we can clear the environment. To the extent that the environment around us is clear, it affects us.
Natasha Koss, representing the Superior Watershed Partnership. We're a nonprofit organization here in town, and we're one of the Earth Keeper partners, along with the Cedar Tree Institute. We're sort of the 2 nonprofit organizations that help to facilitate what happens with the Earth Keepers. And a lot of work goes into the things that we do, the pollution prevention and energy conservation work that we do. And a lot of that happens in our office with collaboration between all partners. So I'm happy to be here tonight.
There's an English saying, and some of you have heard it. The English have gunpowder and no dreams. The Irish have dreams and no gunpowder. What you see here is dreams and gunpowder. The watershed brought us to gunpowder. The faith community brought us to dreams. It was the marriage that made this happen. So we're moving into our 5th year. We had a transition year last year, so you didn't hear much from us. We were reorganizing in transition. And now we're ready to move. You're here. You're going to start to hear from us in January, and we're going to be mobilizing for our new focuses. So I'm going to turn it to our two student leaders who represent our student component, and they're just going to give you a preview of what's coming here. I was just around the corner. Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Swanson. I'm the student team project director of our Earth Keepers group on campus. And this year we recently had a retreat back in September. And it's just a few of our goals that we have set are an eco-Christmas initiative where we're going to encourage people to be more eco-conscious, like when you're purchasing gifts for your family and friends over the holidays. We also plan to recycle some televisions in February, now that they're switching to a different form of television, the digital. And also we will be planting a bunch of trees on Earth Day. And we also plan to organize some community gardens, which will be planted on church properties or just any of the faith communities' properties. That's our goal.
My name is Ben Schelk. I just joined Earth Keepers this year as the project coordinator, and I'm working on behalf of the Student Leader Fellowship Program at Northern Michigan University. And I'd like to invite you all to join us to an event we'll be having Monday the 24th, quite a convenient time considering the nature of the event. First of all, I want to say I'm honored to, on behalf of Earth Keepers, to accept this award, and I just feel like with Dr. Clarkin was saying earlier, that these issues, even though they don't, people have an inescapable relationship with their environment, and issues of hunger and poverty, those are just as much, effects on, the environment as anything else, because these people are then forced to, use the wood around them to burn and cook food. So it's like these things are always interrelated, and I'd like to invite you all to join us to this event, which will tackle these issues. It's a dinner on the 24th of November at 6 o'clock at Grace United Methodist Church. It's right across the street from Whitman Commons on campus, right across Fair Street. And we'll be having a dinner, humble meal in the basement of the church. And afterwards, we'll be watching a video by Oxfam International, which will, talk about issues of poverty and hunger across the world. And then at the end, we'll have a few speakers from the university talk about issues of their specialties. And hopefully we come to some type of conclusion, and a question and answer session will follow the video. So I invite you all.
That is our response to the award. It's somewhat lengthy, but we have a tradition that everybody speaks when a group like this gathers, and that we also have installed, David was with us when many of us here, Paul, when we instigated our leadership model, which we change our leaders every season. So right now, Gail and Nancy are our Earth Keeper Vision leaders, but in the winter, we will be electing 2 more. So we have 8 leaders every year that shape this particular Vision Council. The other thing I just wanted to echo Ben's piece about the connection of the environment with justice and sustainability. Sarah here is going into Nicaragua in January with another NMU student to live and work among the fair trade coffee villages in Nicaragua. And that's also part of the Earth Keeping connection that this is a global issue, and issues of justice are deeply embedded in the environmental challenge that we face. So, John, thank you, and
You're welcome.